Here's a cruel truth about manifestation. You can have whatever you want, anything at all, so long as you no longer want it. I told you it was cruel. Actually, it's not cruel at all, but it does point to an understanding that we need to have if we are wanting to see manifestation work in our favor. And it all starts with that simple 3-step model that we talked about last time, based upon the law of assumption, in which the process of creation, not the creation of some things, but the creation of all things, starts in your mind, where your mind commands what is to be created. And then the divine mind, or we could also think of it as the creative intelligence behind all things, creates what has been commanded. And then our material experience is what displays the creation. Seed, soil, harvest, if we want to use biblical terms. Now, here's the problem. What's planted, the seeds that are planted in your mind that act as the command, are a particular kind of seed, a particular kind of thought. Namely, a thought that is believed to, here's the important part, already be true. That's what's called an assumption. A thought that's already believed to be true. So if I'm wanting to manifest $1 million, the thought that commands the manifestation of the $1 million is the thought that I already have $1 million. And then the divine mind goes to work and material plane presents or displays the $1 million. Of course, it takes some time, but that's for another video. Here's where most of us go wrong. And I would invite you to reflect on your own challenges as it relates to getting what you want, whether you're calling it manifestation or not. If you're like most people, if you're like me, the tendency is to want what you are trying to create or what you're trying to get. So to use the same example, let's say that $1 million is the objective. Well, I want to have $1 million. And there's an interesting thing about wanting when we stop to think about it. And that is the state of wanting is the state of not having. Or maybe said a little bit more clearly, when I want something, I want it because I believe I don't already have it. And that's the key. When I want something, I believe I don't already have it. That's the thought. I believe that I don't have it, which commands the creation of not having it, which is then displayed me not having it. And this is why, going back to the top of the page, you can have whatever you want so long as you no longer want it. Because your wanting is the state of not having. Right? It is telling the universe that you believe to be true that you don't have it. And again, don't believe me on this, but think about something in your life that you once wanted but you now have. Maybe it's a car, maybe it's a home, maybe it's a job, maybe it's your relationship. Something that you now just feel like is normal. I think about my car in the garage right over there. There was a time when I wanted the car. Maybe said clearer, there was a feeling in my body of wanting, of yearning for the car. And now I have the car. So the feeling of wanting has gone away. And that is true for so many of us. And as we go through life trying to achieve our goals, to get what we want through manifestation or other means, most of us have become habituated in living in the state of wanting as it relates to those things that have not yet shown up in our lives. And for every thing that we are embodying the state of wanting, embodying the state of not having, We are commanding the manifestation of just that, of not having it. And there is the problem. So what's the workaround? The first thing, as the thing we've already checked, the box we've already checked here, is to understand the process and to understand that what matters most are the assumptions that you're holding in your mind in that space of imagination, the thoughts that you believe to be true. But then the secondary piece is to also recognize that many of those thoughts, they're habituated. They're happening on autopilot. I don't choose to want what I want. It just kind of naturally happens because I'm not consciously, may be said better, deliberately and intentionally managing my state, managing the thoughts that I'm allowing to live in my mind. And so my habits begin to take over, and the degree to which my habits are habits of feeling lack, feeling of wanting, feeling desire for what I don't yet have, then I command more of the same. So here's the invitation. Step one is to remind ourselves regularly of this process. Most importantly, remind ourselves of the importance of what we allow to be alive in our mental space of imagination, particularly the things that we believe to be true. And to begin to deliberately cultivate them, cultivate the seeds. And the metaphor of a garden comes to me here, because seed, soil, harvest. If you think about, if you want to have a garden out in the backyard of your house, and you want to grow some corn, some potatoes, and some tomatoes, or whatever it is, maybe some flowers, you intentionally plant the seeds for the harvest you wish to see. It's just rational. It's logical. But unfortunately, most of us, we don't intentionally manage the seeds that are planted in our garden. We leave it to chance. We leave it to the 3D reality to dictate what we believe to be true. And then what gets created is more of the same. So for this week, be interested. Don't go to war with yourself just yet about what seeds you're planting. Start with just noticing what seeds are being planted, mostly through habit, through inattention, through momentum that your mind already has going. And then look to see what is being presented to you in your life. And for me, it was a big aha moment. No wonder I am held back from this. No wonder I feel stuck. No wonder it feels like manifestation isn't working for me, even though it's working perfectly, because I'm just unwittingly commanding what I don't want. So check it out. Let me know down in the comments how it's going for you. And until next time, go have some fun.